What's going on, Raiders? Dulum here, and today I wanted to talk about the portal specifically and when to open sacred shards, or just shards in general. So I did a video like this on my other channel as well. If you're not subscribed over there, make sure you do that. It's Dulum Raid Shadow Legends. I make more content over there just on Raid. So yeah, make sure you go subscribe over there. And while you're doing those things for me, make sure you click the link down in the description to download Raid Shadow Legends today. You can make a new account or start your very first one the right way. You can start it off with Legendary Nuker Eleanoril, who's got HP poisons as well as HP burns and a way to detonate those poisons with the A3. Or level 15, you're going to be getting Tagore, who's a team-wide revive as well as a team-wide increase speed. Two extremely important things for any support character to have. And at level 30, you're also going to be getting Ugo, who's another epic support character, also really, really, really good. And then day one, this is extremely important. You have to type in promo code Monkey King to unlock Sun Wukong, who's another legendary damage dealer. So that's two legendaries, two epics, and the best way to start Raid Shadow Legends. And if you're on iOS, make sure you go down to the description and click a link so you can type in any sort of promo codes on iOS. So let's talk about the portal, because right now, and I know you're probably not going to be seeing this while this is live, but right now we have what's called progressive chance. And oh boy, I really think I might get flack for this. I'm not sure. I think progressive chance is the biggest scam I've ever seen when it comes to a time to open shards. And I think it's the illusion that you are gonna get a character that you want, right? So let's explain what progressive chance is. So progressive chance is select one champion to boost the chances of summoning them up to 15 times, 20 times, or 25 times. So what happens is you're gonna pick a character out of the pool here, out of the pool of 5 here. So you pick one of the 5, and you essentially have a better chance of pulling them. So you're still at the mercy of, obviously, the normal drop rates for ancient shards, void shards, primal, sacreds, whatever it is, right? So it essentially takes those normal chances of that like 6% on sacred shards. Let's use sacred shards, right? And then it's going to take that 6%, and then it's going to take that whole pool of legendary characters that you can unlock, and it's going to, and there's also a frequently asked questions guide here too if you want a deeper dive on it and you want to read it yourself. I'm not going to read it because reading's for nerds. That's right. But essentially it takes those minute drop rates and it multiplies it by 15, multiplies it by 20, multiplies it by 25. And I think that is a trap, because if you take a very small number, let's say 0.00001, right? If you multiply it by 25, you're still at 0.00025 instead of 0.00021 or 1, right? So that's still an absolutely terrible, terrible drop rate to be able to get a specific character you need. And I think this is even a bigger trap for newer players as well. So I think this might be good for later game players if they have really specific legendaries they are trying to pull. Completely get it. They're tired of getting duplicates for characters that they don't want. Whatever it is, right? That I can kind of understand. But for new mid-game and even transitioning into later game, I think this is a ridiculous trap, and you should never, ever feed into this. So that begs the question, when is the best time to open up any sort of shards? And I think there is an answer to this. So there's actually two answers depending on how many you have. So we have to look at, let's specifically look at sacred shards, right? So sacred shards, we have the table here. You're guaranteed to get at least an epic or a legendary. You have 94% chance to get an epic and a 6% chance to get a legendary. So that's one in every, like, what is it, like 18 you're going to be getting a legendary, one in every 17 you're going to be getting a legendary. But there's also a mercy system that is in place, especially for sacreds and all the other ones, right? So for sacreds, we're going to hold on to sacreds here. We have, after 12 summons without a legendary, you are guaranteed to get a legendary. So every 12, you're guaranteed to get a legendary. And every time you do not get a legendary, you're going to be getting a 2% chance higher at getting a legendary every single time, right? So this is going to depend on how many sacreds you have and how close you are to the mercy system. So kind of trying to track that mercy system is very, very important. And there's actually a tool that you can use when you go to hellhades.com. There's like a tracker that you can use that's really, really awesome. So you know when you're close to the mercy system. So there's 2 times that I feel like are the best times to pull this. When you are at the beginning of the mercy system, so if you are at 0 out of 12 towards that mercy system, the best time to pull is when there's a 2 times drop rate. So what that means is instead of a 6% drop rate, you're going to have a 12% drop rate for a legendary. Or for primals, you're going to have a 2% drop rate for legendaries. Or for ancients, it's going to go to a 1%, right? If you are at the bottom of that mercy system, I think that is the best time to open up shards, because you're increasing that drop rate, even though you know you're nowhere near that mercy, right? You're still increasing that drop rate. And obviously, as you open more and more and more, you're going to be getting higher drop rates, right? The other time you're going to be wanting to open this up is what I like to call the buy one, get one free event. And we just had it for ancient shards, right? For the legendary. So I pulled some really good characters, right? I pulled Lysandra, and I've been talking about her a bunch. And I got her because of that was my extra legendary. So what happens is, let's say I pull 1 ancient shard and I get a legendary from that ancient shard, and this event is running. I will get a second legendary for absolutely free. So if you are close to the mercy system on any of these shards, and you know you are close because you're using the tracker or you're just keeping track of it, you should definitely pull during that buy one, get one free event, because you're just doubling the amount of legendaries you're going to get. So if you know you've opened up 10 sacred shards and you have 3 of them to open during this buy one, get one free, because you know for sure you're going to be guaranteeing yourself 2 legendaries no matter what, because you're going to be getting that extra one from the event. So there's 2 different ways you look at it, right? If you're at the bottom of the mercy system, you want to do it when the drop rates are doubled. So the legendary drop rate is doubled and it goes to 12. If you're very close to the mercy system, you want to do it when they have that buy one, get one free. The 2x legendaries, essentially. You're going to be getting that extra legendary when you pull one, because you know you are guaranteeing yourself a legendary, an extra legendary, because of this mercy system. And that is very important to know, because if you're not doing that, you're going to be wasting the most important resource in this game, and that is shards. And I am a firm believer that this is the most important thing you can do, very, very right or very, very wrong, because I'm not joking. My account completely changed in one day from pulling Lysandra, and I would have never pulled Lysandra if I did not pull during that kind of buy one, get one free event going on. So getting that extra legendary when I pulled a legendary. So my original pull was Gamaran, and I haven't done anything with him yet. And then that free one was going to be Lysandra. So I could not be happier that I did that during that time. So I wanted to make sure you guys knew about it as well and know when the best time to pull shards is. And in my opinion, that's going to be the best time to pull shards. Now, this applies to others as well. So we have like void shards here, and I don't know if they do the buy one, get one for void shards when it comes to legendaries, but I do know they increased the drop rate for legendaries for void shards, and they did this recently. And I made a video on my second channel about this, and I did not think it was a good idea to pull them. And a lot of people were telling me, no, this is the best time to pull them. And I'm like, well, it is the best time to pull them based on the drop rate increasing. But they had a featured character in the Void Shard, which I was just like, it wasn't a game changer. And I was like, I'd rather save for when they do it again in 5 or 6 weeks. And they have a better character for the Void Legendary to be able to pull. So everything is subjective, and it depends on your needs for your roster, right? And that's the best part about this game. So you could look at this and go, awesome, I have Sacred Shards, this progressive chance, I want this guy more than anything. So you know what? I'm going to make sure I pull everything, because you're later game and you don't need as many legendaries as early game does. So you got to tailor this information to you. But in my opinion, this is a waste for players like me right now, and this would not help me all that much. I'd rather get the buy one, get one free or the 2x drop rate to maximize the amount of legendaries I need, because I need pretty much every legendary in the game, right? So I know pretty much I'm going to need them, so I'm going to make sure I get the most quantity over quality. And I know players that are closer to late game, maybe extreme late game, whatever it is, they need quality over quantity when it comes to specific characters. So they want to pull when they have boosted drop rates for a specific character they've been looking for. So again, tailor that to your needs. And I hope this helped you guys out, because I see a lot of people making mistakes when it comes to when you should open shards. And now that you have that information, make sure you start a new account or start your first account using that download link below. Get Eleanor day 1, Tagore, Ugo, all of them probably going to be day 1. And then super, super important, the second you start the game, make sure you type in promo code Monkey King. If you cannot type in any sort of promo codes because you're on iOS, there's another link down below to be able to go to the website to type in the promo codes and get your free S tier legendaries. But until next time, this has been Duelim. Later, Raiders.